Good afternoon on what is a bright, warm, if slightly breezy day. It is Thursday, the 26th of August, and I am in the reading nook, of course, with some parcels to unbox and the ubiquitous nice hot cup of tea. So, I have pulled something from the pile to unbox, so let's get to it. This has come. Where does this come from? This has come from all the way from Columbus, Ohio, and is from Trail of Dice Games. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'll find out together in a moment. But, just gently slide the knife through this. There we go. And pulling this out, what I have got is Vita Nova, a terrestrial scenario compatible with the Mothership Sci-Fi Horror RPG. Mothership Sci-Fi Horror RPG, I have reviewed it, and it's a percentile-based, very stripped-back science fiction horror role-playing game, which takes its cue from the science fiction of the late 70s and early 80s, the very much the blue-collar science fiction, where space is not somewhere where you're exploring and necessarily interacting with aliens, but rather it's somewhere where you are working. So the spaceships are not all gleaming white and bright panels and lights flashing and that sort of thing. It's heavy, bulky machinery, where oil or lubricant is involved. It's always leaking. You're wearing overalls that are grease and oil stained, and everything is built for endurance. And basically, and to withstand punishment, whether it's from you because it's not working, or the environment. You're playing scientists, pilots, labourers, marines, and androids. So obviously, from that choice, it's taking its character cues from the films Alien and Aliens. But the other one for its stylistic feel is Outland, of course. But again, you can play it as straight science fiction, but primarily it is a horror game. So I said this is from Trail of Dice Games, done as a little fanzine, and so to open up, we've got a list of all the contents, and then we get into the introduction. In Vita Nova, the player characters form the core of a research team assigned to observe the ongoing terraforming of a remote planet. Naturally, they find much more than what they bargained for. This book is entirely addressed for the warden, the referee, who will present the various obstacles and threats that the PCs encounter. If you plan to participate in the adventure as a player, stop reading. Okay, I'm not going to do any sort of general spoilers or anything like that. It's very much best I can, even as I'm showing this off. Essentially, basically quickly goes into the introduction for the warden. Then you've got the briefing and so on for the players, and then actual background for the warden and the research, and basically how it's going to take place, because it primarily looks to be sort of like, okay, it's played out in various phases. So the first one, I've got initial research, twisted threats, we've got to get out of here, and then something else. I'm not going to spoil that. And then you've got various creatures. Obviously, look at that. You're going to fling this fly trap, and then listed there, fly trap. So who knows? So you've got a long list of sort of monsters, and essentially, I think these are. When you look at that, I think what they're aiming for there are creatures which are from earlier stages of evolution. And then we have handouts. So we have basically a map, which presumably that could be added to as a place you could go through. You have compensation tables for let's have a look for various creatures that you'll find. So whether that's insects, vertebrates, and miscellaneous, additional research staff. Not quite sure what those are for, but that's all in the middle of the Vita Nova and the booklet. Okay, and they've got the base itself. Perhaps the octagon's actually used for that, and then attachments. So you've got an explanation of essentially the compensation of what the characters will earn as or are expected to earn from the company as they conduct the research and create more, basically develop and evolve different creatures. So yes, a journey into the heart of darkness on a remote planet, suitable as a one-shot adventure, short series, or part of a longer campaign. Recommended for ages 17 plus. That is okay. So that is Vita Nova, a terrestrial scenario. Essentially terrestrial in the sense that what the characters are doing is terraforming in the scenario. So yeah, I mean, basically I've got a number of different Mothership scenarios to review, because one of the things about it is that there's a player's book, there's no GM's book yet, but a lot of people have picked up the game and run with it. It's from Tuesday Night Games and done quite a lot of scenarios for it, and especially it's a popular role-playing game to do as part of the design quest on Kickstarter. So if you've got Mothership, obviously we'll try and track this one down. May well be available for download, or whether that's available on itch.io or drive-through-rpg.com. Those are probably your best options, or basically whether or not the publisher's got a website. But yeah, because the thing is, this is a bit different, I think, because a lot of the scenarios are basically evolve. You're going there, exploring it, discovering a monster, and sort of like or something bad going on and running away. Here you start on site and you're building and creating things, essentially engaging in a scientific endeavour before things go wrong. Basically that's a different way of approaching the horror in Mothership. Anyway, in the meantime, I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, please do click the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I do take the time to read those and respond, even the negative ones, and I do appreciate you taking the time to post them. Lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me here with another bundle of parcels to unbox, and something which I can chat about to the best of my knowledge, often for basically seeing it for the very first time. So you're getting my very initial reaction to the best of my ability for about 10 minutes of my time and 10 minutes of your time, accompanied of course by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit that subscribe button. Of course, thanks for watching again. I appreciate you doing so, and I will be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.